So this is the brand new BMW R12. It's the cruiser version, like a baby R18, which is a bit different from the BMW R12 nineT, which is successor to the R9T, because you've got here your 19-inch front and your 16-inch rear, which makes it more like a cruiser. You also have a different tank design and a different tuning of the engine. So if you're familiar with my channel, you probably know that this is my first real test ride. First time to really ride a bike of this class. I'm used to riding smaller bikes, entry-level bikes. So I'm really curious to, well, how different it will be to ride a bike that's going to be 3, 4, 5 times the price of the bikes that I usually ride. So I'm really excited. So I'll show you guys around the bike a little bit, a few specs, and then let's get to our first ride and first impressions. The R12 has a seat height of only 754 millimeters or 29.7 inches. It's easy to flat foot with knees bent for me at 5'7" or 169 centimeters. It's heavy but carries its weight low thanks to that Boxer engine. It's powered by the same 1170cc Boxer twin air and oil-cooled engine as the previous R9T and still mated to BMW's trademark propeller shaft drive. This aventurine red R12 with analog display is the entry-level option to the whole model line in the Philippines, but it already comes with several extras standard. It retails for 1.215 million pesos. The option 719 version comes with a 3.5-inch digital display. So standard, you get ABS Pro, dynamic traction control, engine drag control, hill start control, cruise control, heated grips, tire pressure monitor, keyless ride, connected ride control, headlight pro with lean sensitive lighting, up and down quick shifter, and more. Still no fuel gauge though. The R12 model line uses completely new tubular bridge steel space frames that reduce weight and provide a cleaner appearance. And the tubular steel rear frame is bolted onto the main frame, which should be good for customization. It has 2 riding modes called Rock and Roll. I'm not kidding. Roll is for easy cruising and city riding, and Rock delivers power that experienced riders will love. Alright, now let's ride.
Oh wow, already at 100, doesn't feel like anything. Going at 100 feels like nothing on this bike. As it should on a liter bike. Third gear, 100 kilometers per hour at 5,000 RPM. That's what makes it so pleasant. Of course, that changes a bit once you put it in rock mode, which is the sport mode. Yeah, 5,300 RPM, 100 kilometers per hour. Not the best bike for this, definitely. I mean, it's heavy, it's wide, it doesn't have much going on down low. But so far it's not hot, so I give it that. Roll mode all day for the city. And it's like it's so pleasant to ride at third gear. It's a sweet spot right now. Oh, and that's what I was saying, handling is great. Considering that this is the less agile between this and the R12 nineT, I find this bike plenty easy to steer. So offhand, it's such a nice smooth bike to ride. Nice bit of character from that Boxer engine. Looks awesome. It's another bike that evokes emotions, man. I mean, especially with the cool weather on my way up this morning, it just feels so right. It's very nice to ride. Very nice to ride. So nice to ride in roll mode that it turns into a totally different proposition when you switch it to rock mode. Comfort and ergonomics wise, I think it's great. This handlebar is at a perfect position where it's upright but not too wide, not a far reach for me, even at just 5'7", 169 centimeters. And then the seat, the way it's molded, really cups your butt nicely, keeps you in place when you accelerate. Oh, nothing but good things to say about how this bike rides on a bit of open road. So maneuverable, ample, easy power. Look at that. Like, this bike has got me in a mood. I put it this way, I've been really tired. I didn't feel like riding this morning, but it's the only time I have to ride before I have to bring this bike back to BMW. And I feel great, sheesh. And that's not a feeling you get with every bike you ride, I have to say. Anyway, it's a bit of open road. Let's try to put it in rock mode. Okay, oh boy. Oh man, it's just too much. Suddenly, it's like instantly turns from a gentleman to a hooligan when you switch it from roll mode to rock mode. Jeez. Yeah, this rock mode is amazing. I mean, it's really a handful if you don't want to ride fast. But I think if you're a pretty good rider, you like riding fast, this rock mode is gonna put a smile on your face all the while. In rock mode, the bike just becomes so much more of an active thing to ride, whereas in roll mode, it's really just easy cruising. In roll mode, the bike is saying, let me show you around. In rock mode, the bike is saying, show me what you got, boy. So that's pretty cool because, you know, I've tried other bikes with different riding modes and I didn't feel the difference as starkly as I do on this bike with the rock mode and the roll mode. Bike is giving me such a great vibe. That's because of the character of how it is in roll mode. Throttle by wire, of course, obviously. That's just me, of course. I wouldn't be buying this bike to be ridden hard. But that said, if I'm paying this much money for a bike, I'm happy that they give me a whole other bike by pressing the mode button, and I go from a relaxed cruiser to a power cruiser. So I'm happy to report that, you know, this being by far the most expensive bike I've taken out on the open road, it is a standout experience to ride on the road. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Mount Panahaw, full glory, across Lagoon Lake. I am loving it. I am living right now. Can't wait to try the R12 nineT because I think that's more my vibe. That said, as far as cruisers go, or I don't know what you would call this class of it's in between a cruiser and a naked, because you got the mid controls. There's a bike for looking good and feeling good. this will be a great bike for a lot of people. Not a commuter, not for a place like Manila, it ain't. Not the perfect tour, because there's not much to latch your bag onto, there's no wind protection. But this is a pure bike for cruising and canyon carving. Like I said, you could do a lot worse than the BMW R12. And by extension, the R12 nineT. Woo! Man, I love riding this bike. Doesn't get much better than this. This cool mountain weather, sunrise, and a wonderful bike to ride. Oh man. Okay, just finished my run in the twisties. Gonna put it back in roll mode. Oh man, what can I say? My eyes have been opened to what you can get for this amount of money. And you know, of course, at this price point, and it being a BMW, all the tech, you know, the cruise control, the up and down quick shifter, heated grips, all of the stuff in the menus, premium componentry, you expect that. But someone like me, I'm used to not having any of that. I'm used to just having a bike, an engine, ABS, pretty much. But the pure riding characteristics of this motorcycle, the engine, the character of that boxer, the suspension, the chassis, the brakes, especially that front brake, it's just so well worked out that I've never had to exert so little effort to control a bike in the twisties and have fun. In fact, it was so easy that I just realized I should be riding, I could be riding so much faster, because I feel so assured by the way the bike handles, the way the bike goes, the way the bike stops. Hey man, what a great package. And this is the R12, which is kind of the slightly more easygoing version compared to the R12 nineT, which has the 17-inch front and rear. These test rides, you know, they always start in the city. A typical test ride just happens in the city or a parking lot, and it tells you so little about the bike. When I first got on this bike, coming from the bikes I know, I didn't get it, you know, like the throttle by wire, the power delivery. But once out in the open road, just absolutely chef's kiss. Such an enjoyable bike to ride.
So that's about it. I've just brought the bike back to BMW, back on the Interceptor. I think I've said all I have to say, except I really did feel the difference when I got back on the Interceptor. I mean, it's a much nicer bike to ride in traffic, being lighter, but the main thing I felt was like, man, those brakes on this bike feel non-existent compared to the Brembo front brakes on the R12. And so that's it. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, if you want to see more of this bike or of the R12 nineT, and I'll see you next time.